Welcome to the 1 to 99 Fletching Guide. Fletching is one of OldSchool RuneScape's easiest 99s, and one of the most top skilling 99s that every player gets. This guide contains the fastest method to 99, the most profitable route to 99, the most AFK route to 99, and all of the other viable methods to train the Fletching skill. And if you happen to need any more 99 guides, check out the 99 skill guide playlist on this channel. But before we get into the methods, Fletching can be trained entirely while doing other activities, meaning that this skill is considered passive and can be trained in 0 time. Activities which involve a lot of running or have downtime and do not require full inventory space are well suited for Fletching training, such as questing, training agility, training hunter, farm runs, training slayer, and subduing wintertide. And with that out of the way, let's jump into the fastest way to get to 99 Fletching. When starting Fletching, the early levels can be skipped by completing quests that give Fletching experience. Completing animal magnetism, big chompy bird hunting, and Zogre flesh eaters will grant you a total of 3,262 Fletching experience, which will get you up to level 18 Fletching. These quests have few requirements and can be done at a low level. Completing Temple of I've and the Fremnik trials will grant you an additional 10,812 Fletching experience, which will get you up to 30 Fletching. After this, the fastest way is to fletch the highest level dart you can until 99. Per action, bronze darts will give you 18 experience, iron darts will give you 38 experience, steel darts will give you 75 experience, myth darts at 112, adamant at 150, rune darts at 188, amethyst at 210, and lastly, dragon darts will give you 250 experience per action. And to say it again, these rates are per action, but you can get multiple actions in a tick, making Fletching as fast as you are. This method can also be done with bolts, but they're less experienced and occasionally hard to find on the GE, making it not entirely recommended. I've done this method 2 times and got the fastest 1 to 99 Fletching, so this is totally a viable route to go if you have a ton of spare GP. When I did it, it cost me around 700 million GP. Did you know that there's a few Discord servers that are dedicated on giving GP out? One way players make a lot of GP without necessarily playing in game is by entering giveaways that usually occur on YouTube videos, streams, social media posts, or Discord servers. Here's an example of a giveaway-based Discord server that gives hundreds of millions of GP, if not billions of GP away weekly. Everything they do is completely free to enter, and they also track any Twitch streamers that have giveaway in their title and have a notifier for anyone who's interested in that type of content. I'll leave a link in the description for those of you guys who want to join and have a passive way to make some GP. But if you don't have 700 million GP laying around, what about the most profitable way to 99 Fletching? When looking for money from Fletching, it is still important to do the quests Animal Magnetism, Big Chompy Bird Hunting, Zogre Flesh Eaters, Fremnik Trials, and the Temple of I've to get you up to 30 Fletching. This will skip a lot of slower beginning levels. This isn't entirely needed, but the profit before 40 Fletching is significantly worse, as from level 1 to 40 Fletching, your only profitable method is making headless arrows. After though, you can fletch willow longbows for 70,000 Fletching experience an hour, and a total of 47,000 GP profit to hit 50 Fletching. Then you'll fletch maple shortbows for 85,000 experience an hour, and 96,000 GP total profit until you hit level 55. From 55, you should string maple longbows for 142k XP an hour, and a nice jump of profit at 460,000 total GP profit from 55 to 65. Then comes stringing yew shortbows, being 165k an hour and 350k total profit from 65 to level 70. At which point you should move to stringing yew longbows at 183k XP an hour and 2.5 million GP total profit from level 70 to 85. And lastly, from 85 to 99, you'll be stringing magic longbows for 224k XP an hour and 7.4 million GP total profit from that last push. Very easy, viable, and respectable way to get 99 Fletching. But what if you wanted the absolute most AFK way to get it? If you hate clicking constantly for dart tips and don't particularly care about the money, then this part is for you. No questing needed. Let's start from level 1. From level 1, you'll make headless arrows or fletching arrow shafts until you hit 5 to 10 Fletching. After this, it's incredibly simple. Fletch the highest bow you can make until 99. This method only requires a click or two every 48.6 seconds. Afterwards, you bank your bows, grab logs, and repeat until 99. This method is the exact same as the most profitable method, so you'll also be making money while AFK. Now, what about all the other alternative methods to train Fletching in OldSchool RuneScape? Starting from 63 Fletching, adding bolt tips to bolts is decent experience and profit. This is a list of the profitable bolts: ruby and diamond tipped adamant bolts, dragonstone and onyx tipped runite bolts, and the highest requirement of them all, Dragon bolts at 84 Fletching. Dragon bolt tipping is profit on nearly every single one, but the recommended bolts are onyx, diamond, ruby, sapphire, and opal. The XP per hour varies based off of how much you pay attention equipment and what bolt tips you're using. Opal bolts give 48,000 XP an hour, Jade bolts give 72k an hour, Pearl bolts give 96k an hour, with Red Topaz giving 120k an hour, Sapphire bolts giving 141k an hour, Emerald 165k an hour, Ruby 189k, Diamond 210, Dragonstone bolts giving 246k, and Onyx bolts giving 282,000 XP an hour, being the highest possible XP an hour from this method. The GP an hour is heavily varied based off of Grand Exchange prices at the time, but this method should always be profit. The last method for those of you guys who are more semi-AFKers and you're looking for fast XP would be arrows and javelins. Adding javelin heads to javelin shafts or arrow heads to headless arrows will never be profit, but it can be up to 675,000 experience an hour at Dragon tier, being level 90 for arrows and level 92 for javelins. From level 1 to 15 do bronze arrows, being 58.5k XP an hour. From 15 to 30 do iron arrows, being 112.5k XP an hour. From 30 to 45, do steel arrows, being 225k XP an hour. From 45 to 52, do mithril arrows, being 337k an hour. From 52 to 75, do broad arrows, being 450k an hour. But keep in mind, for doing broad arrows, this is only if you have broader fletching unlocked in the Slayer shop. If not, then do mithril arrows until 60. Then make adamant arrows till 75 for the 450k XP an hour, which moves us on to 75 to 82 fletching. You should make rune arrows for 562k XP an hour. From 82 to 90, make amethyst arrows for 607k XP an hour. And lastly, you've reached dragon arrows, which will net you 675k XP an hour. Now, speaking of dart tips, adding feathers to unfinished bolts is another zero-time method. It's half the experience per action, but bolts are much cheaper usually. There's also the problem of not all unfinished bolts being a high volume on the Grand Exchange. So I'd only recommend fletching adamant, rune, dragon, and broad bolts. Broad bolts will fletch for 30 experience each. Adamant bolts will fletch for 70 XP each, rune bolts will fletch for 100 XP each, and dragon bolts will fletch for 120 XP each. This is hard to get an exact XP per hour because it's entirely dependent on how fast you click. There's also another method. From 40 to 80, fletching battle stabs is a viable method. Battle stabs require one piece of Celestra Spark and yields 80 experience per bark. Only level 40 is needed to fletch a battle staff, which makes it a better training method than fletching bows in this level range. At level 80, you can fletch magic short bows, which yields more experience per action. This grind will take roughly 17 hours and 40 minutes to get level 80 with a rate of 110,000 experience an hour. Moving us into another interesting alternative method. From level 92 to 99, redwood shields are an alternative method to fletching bows. Fletching one shield requires 2 redwood logs and gives 216 experience per shield. To make the push to 99 with redwood shields, it'll take around 38 hours and 35 minutes at a rate of 168,000 experience per hour. And now you're a master at the fletching skill. And I'm gonna toss one of you a little gift. 20,000 U logs to help you towards your 99 fletching journey. Just like the video, leave your RuneScape name so I know how to contact you, and be sure to subscribe and click on the screen right now to continue your RuneScape mastery journey. I've made a guide for every single skill in Old School RuneScape. Check it out.